Continuing the conversation, we're talking about, of course, a taste of carnival, but with a difference. We have on the line with us this morning Celicia James. All right, she is chairman rather of the Tobago Regional Pan Trimbago. Good morning. How are you doing this morning?
Good morning, Natasha. Good morning, Tobago. I'm doing great this morning.
Wonderful. We're thankful to have you with us on the show this morning. So we want to jump right into this conversation. Something that we learned recently is that the Tobago Pan event has been cancelled. How is Tobago feeling, and what are you going to be doing moving forward to mitigate the effects of this?
Well, initially we were disappointed about the event being cancelled because we did not have the venue that we were requesting, which was the Shopper Cultural Complex. But we, as we say in Pan, we are resilient, and we were able to find an alternative to still showcase the Tobago bands. And in this alternative, we will have bands being represented in Trinidad on the big stage, on the Savannah from Tobago as guest artists. We have 3 bands. We have Metro Stars being showcased in the single pan show. Then we have Alpha Pan Pioneers in the small band show, and which will take place on the 19th, and on the 26th we will have Cats and Jammers in the medium band show. For the other bands, we are going to have a Panyard show in Tobago, where which will be showcased on the 25th of February, and we will also include Calypsonians and other guest artists with respect to pan soloist artists.
Okay, so it's good to know that you are going to be doing something in Tobago, and thankful to know that we're going to be able to see some of the Tobago Pans performing right here at our events for a taste of Carnival. Now, when it comes to organizing these events, especially given the short time frame that I assume you would have had given the cancellation of the initial event, how is that working out when it comes to observing COVID-19 protocols and really getting the word out about it and just getting that participation in general?
Well, we put a contingency plan in place where each band that has registered to participate, they have specific guidelines that they need to follow. So the Panyard should be considered a safe zone where only vaccinated persons can enter the Panyard. Vaccinated persons in the form of your players, your management, even supporters have to be vaccinated. They have to show their vaccine cards on entry. They do sanitizing, hand washing, they do temperature checks, plus they sign in. So everything that you will see at a safe zone, we try to install it at the Panyards, and also we have executive members doing random checks to ensure that the safe zone criteria is being recognized by each and every participating band.
So it sounds like you have all hands on deck for this event. And how has the reception been for the new event for those in Tobago? Are they excited and looking forward to it, or is there still a slight air of disappointment given the development of events?
Well, there's still a slight air of disappointment, but we will be pushing forward, and we will love to be showcased. And with respect to the overall taste of Carnival, it was surprising to note that there was 83 bands actually participating in this event. And even though it is in a short space of time, I believe that Panmen, because we have been starved of performing for the past 2 years, took the opportunity and ran with it and organized as quickly as possible with 2 weeks, 3 weeks time to organize a tune and to be ready for the big stage.
Ms. James, when it comes to this event as well, how can we get more information about it? And do we need to purchase tickets? Where are we purchasing tickets? Because I think this is something that once we can, we all need to get involved in. And I know some people are missing that face-to-face interaction in safe zones, of course.
Yes, you can purchase tickets via Pan Trimbago or NCC. They have different outlets in which you can go to. I believe it is $150 for a ticket. And you could also view it online. There was something being set up for it to be viewed online. I do not know if they have started to advertise that as yet. There's also different competitions that is going to take place with respect to competitions that the bands will be participating in. When I say competitions, the event is a show, but we have People's Choice, we have Best Beaten Band. So it will be a great show. It's only 150, much cheaper than the regular Panorama Time event. And we look forward to all our seats being filled, all our pods being filled.
Yeah. Very important to mention that all of the pods being filled, of course, is something that we're all getting used to. And as you mentioned earlier, everybody is, throwing their hand into the pot to make sure that it works. And I would assume that this is happening as well because 2021 was a challenge for Pan. I mean, it's been a challenge for all of us, but how challenging was it for Pan in Tobago itself?
It was extremely challenging. I mean, Pan have a lot of overhead expenses. I know people just see Pan as we play for Panorama, but it's more than that. We have to maintain Pans. We have facilities to maintain. We have the WASA bills. We have TMSET bills, internet bills. Some institutions, some of our Pan sites also have workers in which they have to pay. Some of us have lease in which we have to pay. So not having events in 2021 was very difficult for us. But what did take place is that Pan Tobago tried to have numerous online events, which were streamed, in which selected bands were able to participate in. So there was some revenue gain there for some bands. In Tobago, we had a virtual event, which was not aired, but THA did have a virtual event, which was supposed to be aired during the Carnival time last year, but they will be doing some airing of it this year. So we did have small bits and pieces of events in which bands could have participated, but it's not like the usual where we would have had Heritage, we would have had Independence, we would have had Dragon Boat events for us to participate in on the road events. So we are ready to get back to normal. We are ready to showcase our steel bands. We are ready to showcase our culture. We are ready for tourism to come back and stream here in Tobago.
As you mentioned, tourism, that's one of the things that we wanted to ask as well, which is, with this event, are you looking at, drawing in that international crowd? Is this the beginning of reopening and showcasing our culture again?
Yes, it will be the beginning for Tobago because, as Tobago mentioned, Tobago wants to have an event, our own carnival type event in October, mainly because we recognize that it's very difficult to compete with the Trinidad event. So us having our own event means that we could bring in international tourism plus the local tourism, and also we could have partnership with different organizations in Trinidad, making our events the best it can be in October.
Wonderful. Ms. James, do you have any final words for us before we end today's conversation?
Just go out and support all the events taking place, especially the Pan events. It's only 150. Go and purchase your pods, go and purchase your seats, and have an enjoyable carnival.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for being with us on the Now Morning Show. Salisha James, Chairman of the Tobago Region Pan Tobago. Looking forward to that. Looking forward to seeing what's going to go on in Tobago. Viewers, stay tuned. There's more coming up after the break.